Hey everyone, welcome to Unite Copenhagen. Hope everybody's having a great Unite. Had a great party last night, I'm sure. And today, I'm going to talk a little bit about Snap's asset packs and share with all of you just a little glimpse of the workflow that we've been working on. But before that, I just want to share a little bit of statistics or numbers with all of you about the asset store, which is the team I'm from. So developers, basically, I call them like the customers, developers. To date, we have approximately 1.4 million monthly active users and 6.3 million sessions per month, which is a lot, and around 1 million downloads per month. And in terms of publishers, the people who sells the stuff on the store, we have about 11,000 publishers to date, and they have among them 60,000 packages. And in a year, it's about like 10,000 new submissions per year we get. So it's a lot of assets. It's a lot of content. It's a lot of packages, ranging from 3D, 2D tools, audio, UI, everything. So there's a lot of stuff in the asset store. And people would say the asset store has a lot of things. It's like a chocolate box. So there's a lot of things in there. And what we want to try and do with Snaps is to kind of remedy the pain points of that, because what we learned, 50% of our customers or spenders regularly have issues or challenges with the content that they buy from the store. So a few reasons of that and how we want to fix that. One is it's a lot about mediocre quality. We found out that a lot of them have, or most of the assets have no enforced high standards or the bar for publishers, and there's a lot of variable visual quality for the packages. There's poor consistency and compatibility between the packages, and there's a lot of lack all-in-one collections. So you can, it's hard to find many up-to-date comprehensive packages that you can buy them and work well together between them. So that's why we introduced a Snaps. So we want to help get developers from gray boxing to production as fast as they can. So because we realize and we know that art creation is the most time-consuming task in game development. Usually it takes like probably 50% of production resources. And we want to try and solve that by providing themed assets and collections that would help our users streamline their workflow from prototype to production. Here's a video I want to play that shows just a selection of the Snaps asset packs that we currently have. All right, so just a quick overview of the three types of Snaps packages we have. So we have Snaps Prototype, which is, as the name says, we build it to real-world scale. It's low-poly prefabs. and we've built it with colliders, so it would work with collision and all that. It's fully compatible with ProBuilder, and it would work really well with ProGrids. And then we also UV mapped all these prototype packs so that if you really want to quickly test and drop any tileable textures or materials, it would just work right away. You don't have to UV map them, which as an artist myself, that's probably one of the most tedious things. I don't like to do that. So we try and minimize that kind of work for artists. Snaps Art is a 3D mesh that we apply art to them. We make sure that all the materials and the textures are PBR compliant, so they look good in both URP and HDRP. And Snaps Art HD is something like top of the line where we only focus on using HDRP on those assets. So we push as much as we can all the HDRP features, and we actually create them with or from Snaps prototype assets. And then we did like a bit of what we call the standards of Snaps, which allows all this to swap in between each other. And each of these packages or package types has a standard that we try and apply to them. So we always make sure they're to the real world scale. They follow specific metrics. And also the pivoting to allow users to just quickly build layouts and levels from them. It follows a very strict naming system so that the tools would allow quick swaps. So I'll demonstrate to you guys in a bit. And yes, as I mentioned earlier, we want to support the rendering pipelines, which is URP and HDRP. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, we want to ensure that every snap pack works seamlessly together. So I'm going to jump quickly into my editor. Let's see. Right, cool. See that? So what I'm opening today is a Snaps prototype pack. You can see we laid it out, and all these are the pieces that, as I mentioned earlier, they follow specific metric types and measurements and all that. And each one of them has a corresponding HD version or art version of it. I'll show you really quick what I mean by that. For example, if I go and select this guy here, this crane, and so we have this tool that we just released recently on the store. We call it the Snaps Asset Swap Tool. So if you install it, you'll get this window here. So Snaps Asset Swap Tool. So you can open it and you get this window. And you just select the folder which you have imported, the prototype pack. Let me find it. There it is. So I'll choose this one, which is where this is from. And then I'll go find my HD one if I've purchased it and I've imported it into my project, which is this one. So then, yeah, it's all set up. So if I want to just swap this guy, for example, show you really quick. So you get because it's built from the same base mesh and follows the name convention that we set for all our packs, you can easily swap them. Another example, so all of these, like if you go to the props, for example, I'll go to this crate, and you can just swap them, and swap them again. And then you can always go back if you want to, you can go back to the original form. So this is just to show a quick one, but that's like just one object swap. Then you can also do this where, let's say I just want to quickly show you how to build a layout with the snap. So if I duplicate this guy, so I got my Pro Grid turned on, so you can see the green grid here. So, or if I go X, Y, or Z, I'm going to go with Y. I'm going to bring my duplicated floor here. See, it snaps to the grid. I'll just duplicate a few pieces. Boom, boom, boom. select another one, duplicate them again. Like my floors up. I'm going to go find maybe, I don't know, this wall, I guess. Just be like, so what we want to try and do is to allow people to just quickly build their layout. 1 second. There. My snap doesn't work, for example. So you just quickly build a layout and do the floors and all that, and then once you're happy, you can just select all of them, for example, and you can just swap them. Right. So you get like quickly laid out stuff. So a lot of times, what we realize as an artist or a level designer, actually, you start quick. You want to lay out your level quick. You want to get your ideas fast. You want to run around quick, test the level out, and then comes the artist where they would start to make things pretty. Or the concept artist first, they sketch, they paint over the layout you built, and then the artist makes them pretty. But at the same time, from my experiences, when I get layouts from level designers, oftentimes it's pretty rough and dirty because they wanted to make it quick, and then artists would have a lot of time trying to fix it or make it pretty, but still retain the original game design or level design. So I have this layout that I have, like a cooking show. So I got like one that's already ready that I can show you guys. A sample layout here. Turn on the lights. Boom. Let me just hide the ceiling. So this part here is like a block out stage where the level designer would build like a few rooms, some corridors and all that. So you can see room 1, room 2, corridor 1. Let me just close this guy down. Okay, so you can see better. It's top-down view. So it was like a really quick thing a level designer would do. And you can see, whoops, all the layout, and then let me hit play. And the purpose of this demo, we kind of built this really simple character controller. Wait for it. Just going to go up. Yep, there you go. This little guy with his placeholder gun. And you can quickly test your scene with the snaps pieces. You see how you can walk around. And then the level designer, for example, quickly place some props and all that just to set the mood or tone of the scene. Oh yeah, and all our snap packs have we apply our physics on them. That's why I got this guy with the gun. Wait, let me try. Boom. And then you walk around the corridor. And then this is just a sample of once an Alitt version is applied to the whole snaps pack of the same type. So it's quick for an artist to envision or to work on it from, I'll go back to the other room in the beginning, where it's probably started with this one, right? So I can pause this and show you something really quick of how once, let's say you're happy with the layout, and as an artist you get it handed over from your level designer. You can just quickly select, for example, room 1, and you just want to quickly see how would it look if you were to apply the art on it. So you go here. Oop, I lost the pack, sorry about that. Just going back to here. Select the folder again. I'll select the HD version. And then I'll select this one. And then, oops, did I break it? Oh yeah. You have to select the prefabs in them. This doesn't help. 1 sec. Right. Yep, there you go. So quickly, I could just test quickly how things could look with art. I mean, lighting's not done yet, so that's why you see it a bit dark. But you can quickly test all this in like with few clicks of a button. You can also test like based on your selections as well, if you want. All this stuff. Or you can just go like, all right, I want to just quickly change everything into HD version. So I don't want to mess up this room that I've had set up nicely here. So I'm just going to hide them. Just going to select all these guys here. And then I'll just swap them. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll do the quick big button that swaps everything. And there you go. You get everything turned on, and then you can quickly just create lights in this scene just to quickly see. Where is it? Did I break my scene? There it is. So you can quickly just test things really quick, right? And then you can put the art, you can test it, you can always change it back to the prototype version if you want to go back and design some more, be like, iterate quickly if you want. So I think it allows level designers to be creative. It also allows artists to pre-visualize quickly how things would look in the scene and then light it up quickly. But it also doesn't limit the level designers to come back and not be limited, because oftentimes when an artist already done a layout really pretty, and a level designer or a creative director comes in and say, hey, I want to move some stuff, the artist would scream at the designer saying, no, I've put everything so nice, the lighting, the composition and all that. If you move stuff, it's just going to make everything look bad. So this tool and the Snaps prototype and the Snaps art would allow less friction. I wouldn't say it would eliminate the friction completely between designers and artists. I think it's a healthy friction to have. That's how you create fun and creative experiences. But I believe this would help minimize those. So I'm going to just quickly jump back to my presentation. And I'll go full screen. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, less fighting gives you happy developers. That's not just it. We're building a lot of Snaps Pack here at Unity with my team internally under the Assets or Originals brand. But we want to grow the Snaps library together with our publishers, with our community. And one thing we want to push for is, I'll give you an example. So we have a pack made by manufacturer K4 that is the art version of the Snaps prototype. So basically what this publisher did, they did a great job with it. They took the originals version, the Snaps prototype, and then they applied their own art direction and visual styles on it. But they respected everything that was from the prototype pack, which is like, the collision, the scale, the metrics, and everything. They also respected the naming conventions and all that, which allowed their content to also use the swap tool and swap the whole level into their version. So I have a video to show that. So this is like a sample scene from the sci-fi prototype pack. And we set up the folders, and we found the K4 pack. So it works like I showed you guys earlier, like you can swap per object. And you can see it has all the colliders and everything carried through. Then you can go back to the prototype version, or you can do like a full swap of the whole scene using the K4 pack. I think it will happen now. Yeah, there it is. It's just like really quick. It swaps all the hundreds of prefabs just with the click of a button. And boom, you got a scene, and then you're just off to light it and all that. So yeah, we want to grow the library together. And right now, we are working hard to finalize the documentation of the spec list and all the metrics and all that. But if there's interest in any, like, of the snap packs that you want to create art packs, you can reach out to Andrew Slater. His email's there. And we're going to open the submissions or this fall for anyone who's interested to build content using the Snaps prototype. All right, do I have time? Yes, I do. Any questions? Yes. Sorry. How does it play with light mapping? Right now, we use, I think we set it up to static for most of them. So we just bake that. After you've laid it out, we will bake it. But when working with the level designer that actually built the layouts for the snaps, he doesn't care much about that. So he just wants to get the layout quick, right? So I'd say when you're prototyping, we allow the level designers to just do stuff, not to worry too much about light mapping. Light mapping is handled by the art packs, yeah, which we set right now, I think by default to static, yeah, light map. Yes, yeah, it's all set for the art versions. It's UV light mapped, ready. So you can just like swap the thing and then you just bake. Yeah, done. Anything else? No. All right. So thanks again, and hopefully this gives you an overview of how Snap's assets work. And as I mentioned earlier, the asset tool is released on the store. If you want to know more, there's a link to find out more about Snaps. And because it's Unite, and in the spirit of giving, to give back to the support you guys give to the asset store, you can use this code to get 75% off all Snaps pack, including the icons pack as well. And it's valid till, I think, 30th September. So yeah, get it quick, use the voucher. There's a few days to go. And yeah, I hope you guys will get to use it and find it useful in your production. Thank you.